Hello. John XTV here. Today we're gonna talk about the Warcraft Rumble. Warcraft Rumble soft launches today, with plenty of closed beta insights. What was once Warcraft ArcLight Rumble has undergone a slight name change to the snappier sounding Warcraft Rumble, which is finally soft launching today after having been revealed over a year ago. The game will first come to the Philippines in the form of a technical test, after which Blizzard's free-to-play Clash Royale-like strategy game featuring iconic characters and creatures from the Warcraft universe will roll out to additional territories over time. The soft launch will mark the first time audiences outside of Blizzard will be able to experience Warcraft Rumble on iOS devices. It's interesting to hear that Warcraft ArcLight Rumble underwent a name change to Warcraft Rumble and is now soft launching. Starting with a technical test in the Philippines is a strategic move, and the free-to-play Clash Royale-like game featuring Warcraft characters sounds like an exciting addition to the mobile gaming scene. The soft launch is a great opportunity for players to experience the game on iOS devices for the first time. In an interview with GameSpot, Warcraft Rumble director Tom Chilton and executive producer Vic Seraph discussed what the team learned from the game's Android-only closed beta that concluded in June, and how feedback has helped flesh out the mobile strategy game ahead of a worldwide launch that Blizzard said it's hoping is not too far away. It's wonderful to see that the Warcraft Rumble team is taking user feedback seriously. Closed beta periods are invaluable for refining gameplay and addressing issues before a worldwide launch. Insights from the Android closed beta will likely contribute to making the game more polished and enjoyable for players. Fans are undoubtedly looking forward to the upcoming worldwide launch. When the closed beta first launched, Warcraft Rumble only had what Chilton called rudimentary systems, one of them being the game's quests. They tasked players with battling opponents on random maps, and were designed to not be too challenging but also not too easy. What Blizzard found was doing that over and over again quickly got repetitive, with players craving new additions to break up the monotony. That new addition turned into a feature called ArcLight Surge, which reimagines familiar maps with new mechanics and modifiers. A similar idea was introduced as part of the game's PvP seasons, which now feature rotating modifiers and maps to keep the game's meta fresh. Chilton said one of the hardest things to nail is a game's onboarding experience, as it's difficult to find the right balance when it comes to preparing players for increased challenge. Warcraft Rumble was no exception. We really had to take things slow with ramping up complexity and difficulty, slower than we originally imagined, Chilton said. That's maybe not all that surprising. Usually the people making and designing a game are very familiar with it, so our estimation of how quickly people will pick up on things and how easy or hard they will find them tends to be off. We ended up reflowing the campaign so that you wouldn't get walled on progress because of suddenly hitting content that was just a lot more difficult and feeling, oh man, I just slammed into this wall and it was brutal. One of the things that did was it indicated to us that people want to be able to flow through the campaign and get their feet wet and get to the point where they understand the game very well, but later on they want a lot of challenge for the long term to stay interested in the game for months and years. It's fascinating to hear about the evolution of Warcraft Rumble's gameplay. The introduction of features like ArcLight Surge to refresh familiar maps with new mechanics and modifiers seems like a creative solution to combat repetition. Balancing the onboarding experience and gradually increasing complexity and difficulty is indeed a challenging task for game developers. Adjusting the campaign's flow to avoid sudden difficulty spikes and focusing on providing both a learning curve and long-term challenges demonstrates the team's dedication to creating an engaging and satisfying player experience. It's clear that Blizzard is taking player feedback to heart to shape the game's progression and longevity. Those interested in being able to play Warcraft Rumble as soon as it's available in their region can do so by pre-registering via the game's official. I think that's all for today. Don't forget to follow, subscribe and like. It would be a great help to the channel. Thank you for watching.